Okay, this is a video response to GLOCKSRLEGENDS. He wants everyone to give a shout out to Glock and my Glock 23 here. He just wants to talk about, how great it is, all of the bullshit, yada yada yada, why we love it. Before we get to that, I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Noel. It's 4 o'clock. We're gonna be here for a while. Oh, it's 7. Anyway, my friend Noel runs a charity called Operation Prom. I'm gonna put a link down to one of her videos down below. She runs a non-profit organization. She started it well over 10 years ago. Girls donate a lightly used, meaning used once or twice, dress to her, and she donates that to underprivileged girls to take to the prom, hence the term Operation Prom. She also gets cash donations because she has to clean the dresses before she can give them out. She lends money out for tuxedo rentals for boys. Some dress manufacturers and dress stores, shops give her dresses for free. Some tuxedo rental places will give her free rental coupons. She allows underprivileged kids that are very, very poor, to go to the high school prom. She also uses the cash to buy school supplies for some of these kids. She also uses the cash to pay for prom tickets and stuff. When I went to the prom, the ticket was $50. It's got to be a little higher now. That's the ticket for the banquet hall. So she does that. Now, she does have a standard. She only helps kids that have good grades. That does not mean you have to have a 4.0 average. It does not mean you have to be on the list to go to Harvard. But you have to have decent grades. So she will not give any assistance to these kids that are straight F students, kids that are ready to get expelled from school, kids that are going to end up in jail and prison next year. No. These are good kids that work hard in school. They're just very, very financially poorly set, and she helps them out financially with their prom, other graduation requirements. She's bought caps and gowns for them. You can go and look at her videos, look at her, like her, subscribe to her. She's a very, very sweet girl. She's a college professor full-time now, and she still does this on the side. Okay? And she helps out a lot of girls. In fact, she even did a couple of proms where she would actually host an entire fucking prom for terminally ill children. She would literally host proms in cancer wards for terminally ill children. She has very, very, very few subscribers on YouTube. So go and check her out. Like, favorite, and subscribe and shit. Now, to GLOCKSRLEGENDS. This is my Glock 23. This is the same gun used by the FBI. I got it by accident. I found my dealers. Okay. Yeah, I saw the fucking trigger forward. I wanted to double check. Okay. I got my dealer's phone number online a few years ago. And my mother said, one of the cops sells guns. It ended up being coincidence, the same guy. I talked to him on the phone. I said, give me a Glock 22. He said, he looks in the safe. I'm on the phone with him. He doesn't have a Glock 22. He's got the 23. I said, I'll take the 23. Here it is. Was a mistake. Was an accident, but it was the accident that I'm glad happened. And last year, his son accidentally found my 1911 loaded in the safe. So we call it the fucking magic safe. Now, this gun, I must have fired about 4,000 rounds out of this gun. For a time, it was my only handgun. I only, let me see, 10 months after I got it, I was applying for my armed guards license, and I had to shoot 690 rounds through this gun over the course of the qualification. You gotta shoot, then come back again next week and shoot. You gotta get a couple of really good hours of range time shooting and shit. And I ended up firing 690 rounds through this in a 1 month period just to get my fucking armed guard certification. And that's after shooting it 100 rounds a month all year. The instructor on the range, he was the janitor. He retired since he's the janitor of the courthouse and police precinct where my mother works, where I did my internship at. He also graduated there when it was a high school. Yeah. He graduated there when it was a high school in 1969. Then when it became the police headquarters, he became the janitor. And when that high school moved to the new location, I went there in 2000, me and my friend Noel. So, we're on the range. Fucking gun is greasy as shit. I never cleaned the fucking thing. He said, "You ever clean the gun?" I said, "No." He said, "Open the action." Tilted it down. He took some fucking grease. I don't know what the fuck he had. He took some grease and just fucking gooed it. He just fucking let it ooze all the way down the fucking action. And for 2 months, there was fucking grease pouring out of this fucking thing. It was disgusting. But it fired. This gun has fired squeaky clean. This gun has fired dirty. This gun has fired outside. It has fired inside. The range I go to is an indoor range. The range I had to qualify with my armed guard training is an outdoor range. We were out there in November and December. Weather's fucked up. A little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow. It's good. Now when I redo my armed guard training, I have to re-qualify once a year. We do it in the summer now. Bring this fucking thing out there. Outdoor range, fucking dust and dirt flying fucking everywhere. Just fine. They cost between $500 and $600. It's worth it. It's not the prettiest gun in the world, and I'll still take the 1911 over a Glock. That's just me. But I cannot complain about this gun any more than I complain about Mother Teresa. Okay? This is a fabulous, fabulous firearm. Any Glock is. Now, if I was in a problem where I had fucking post-apocalyptic war zone mentality where fucking world is coming to an end and you have to get up and go, I have no problem. Pick this up, pick up the magazines, pick up the ammo. You fuck with the magazines down here underneath the camera. No problem at all. Trigger is just fine. Action is just fine. It's top heavy because of the polymer bottom and the Tenefer upper. This is almost as hard as diamond, so this fucker gets pretty heavy. Well, the top gets heavy, the bottom doesn't, but it all balances out well. I saw a guy on YouTube take a deer with a Glock 23. It was legal in his state. He was following the law, but he took a deer with it. I've never had venison. I heard it sucks. I heard it's great. But if I was in the woods, post-apocalyptic war zone, and I was fucking starving to death, hey, you'll eat shit if you're starving to death, right? I could take a deer with this. If I'm cool enough to sneak up on a squirrel, I could take the squirrel. The raccoon. You could bring this gun into the woods without worrying about it getting dirty and fucking up on you. You can have it in the woods for 6 months to a year without being cleaned. It'll still work. Okay? You could use it to hunt for survival if you were stranded in the middle of nowhere and you had to hunt your food. You had to eat that rat shit and fucking whatever you have to eat. Okay? This will bring down a deer and anything smaller than it. It feeds any ammunition I put in. I've put dirty ammo, clean ammo. I didn't put any reloads in though. I've put top quality bullshit, cheap bullshit, hollow points, ball. I've never had a problem. It does not piss me what ammo it takes. I can't complain. Now, I can't complain about the performance of the gun but I am going to complain about the cosmetics. This fucking button here. This should be round. Okay? This is a square button with sharp edges, and I have to either go like this or like this to get the fucking magazine out. Not very comfortable. I would prefer if the button was round. I would prefer if it was ambidextrous. The Glock Generation 4 has the button you can reverse like on an M&P. But this is a Gen 3. But even still, the fucking thing is still a fucking square. And that pisses me off to no fucking end. But as far as picking the gun up, holding it in your hand, aiming it and firing it, good. If you have to carry it for protection, you can. There's a Picatinny rail on here, so I could mount a light on here, and I have to fucking get one day. You can use this for home defense. There were a couple of times where I heard a bump, and I knew for a fact that there was no one in the house. I was like 99% certain I was alone in the house, but you just have to get that 100% filled in. So I took it out of the box, made sure it was around in the chamber, opened up all the drawers in the house, under the beds, in the closets, gun in the hand, other hand to open it. Handgun is an excellent home defense weapon, and this is an excellent choice. Not everybody can afford a 1911 that costs $3,000. You can afford this. What I want to see in the future from Glock, I want to see a carbine. I know Kel-Tec has the sub 2000, and I can get it fitted for Glock mags or Sig mags or Beretta mags. I know that Beretta has the carbine, so you have 9mm, 40, and 45. And whatever caliber your Beretta handgun is, you can get the rifle to go along with it, and it will feed the magazines interchangeably. I know there is a place upstate New York that makes carbines, JC carbines. They make AR-15s that feed Glock magazines. But I want Glock to make the carbine. I want Glock to make a pistol caliber carbine compatible with their ammo, their mags. That way we can compete with Beretta and High Point. Okay? That way, if you're in a real fucking shitstorm and you gotta freak out, you know, end of the world, people outside your house, you know, fucking post-apocalyptic war zone shit. Wait, it happened in the fucking LA riots. You know, if you think that you cannot be in a without rule of law scenario, you're fucking delusional, my friends. The LA riots were without rule of law. Okay? Look at the LA riots. That is a perfect example of shit hits the fan. You got people coming in the windows. You got people across the street fucking killing each other. You need to defend yourself. I can take the rifle, put a light on the bottom of it, forward vertical grip on the bottom of it. No, light on the side, forward vertical grip on the bottom, and turn it into a carbine. No, not turn it into a carbine. Buy a fucking Glock manufactured carbine, put a vertical grip on the bottom, put an optic on the side, and that way I can have a rifle and a handgun that feed the same magazines. I would just like that better. Yes, I know I can get the Kel-Tec sub 2000, but I would just much rather prefer it if Glock themselves made the fucking gun. It's your fucking gun, you make a rifle for it. High Point does it. My range director has a High Point rifle. Doesn't complain about it. Last time I was there shooting my 1911, the guy in the booth next to me whipped out his High Point. High Point may be cheap, but I'll never fucking complain about it because I've seen what they do in torture tests. I saw Iraq veteran 8888 torture test a High Point handgun. Therefore, I'm going to stop bashing them. But I want Glock to make a rifle to compete with High Point and Beretta. Is that too much to ask? Simple rifle, collapsible buttstock, end fixed buttstock so that we can have them in communist states, but that's my only complaint. No rifle from Glock, and this butt needs to be fixed. And maybe the rifle, they might have a positive safety on the rifle, like an AR style safety or some shit, but you get what I mean. Even fucking Ruger made a pistol caliber carbine years ago to feed their handgun ammunition. So that's my response to Glocks are legends. You know, like, favorite, and subscribe him and shit. And we're done.